All right. Hello and welcome to another Katase Healing Talk. Today we are continuing our series about the ancient teachings that have been lost to the masses and are being brought back at this time. And our talk today is about love. And actually, we talk a lot about love in all our healing talks. But today we are going to talk more specifically about love being our natural state and why we have forgotten and why we need to remember and what's going to happen when we remember. So my name is Helmut and I am here with the usual subjects, my friends Laura Keddy and Laura Philpott. Hi guys. And of course Kay. Hi Kay. Kay is the author of The Reluctant Shaman, Sacred Link, and The Weavings. Oops. That's this book. This is where she wrote about these teachings that we made a series out of that have been lost and are being now brought back. You can find a link to the book and to this book and our work and more information about a bunch of other stuff in the description below. And if you want to help our channel, please subscribe, turn notifications on, like, comment, share, all this good kind of stuff. So let's dive in. Can't wait. It'll be a cool session. And thanks for joining us again. You were muted, sorry.
Oops. You must have the button.
You okay?
Yep. Okay. Love. That's like, the very foundation of all these ancient teachings. It's where everything, you keep following the rabbit hole, keep following the path and on, and it always leads to unconditional love and more unconditional love and bigger unconditional love. And the way that starts, the Egyptians, pre-flood Egyptians, not the dynastics, they have many creation stories, but in the temples in the pre-flood Egypt, the main creation story is about Black Isis. That's English. Her name is Black Isis. That's a goddess. The goddess. She's the birther of the whole universe, of everything. She's the creator of everything, the beginning of everything. And they would call her Oset Kempt. Oset is the old Egyptian word for what the Greeks termed Isis. And there's more than one Isis. There's Isis, who was actually a person, and her husband was Osiris, and they were queen and king, or pharaoh and queen, way back. And she was supposed to be the personification of Isis Kempt, Black Isis. So the real Black Isis is the one that comes first before everything, before anything was created or ever even thought of being created. And everything was the void. It was the black. That's why she's referred to as black. And she one day decided she wanted to make a universe. She wanted to be part of a universe and this creation and have this experience. And so she started birthing, and the first to be born was Mut. And Mut is represented with an animal, um, as an animal, as a vulture. So it's often a woman with a vulture head. And in Egypt, the vultures are just utterly huge. They have some of the largest in the world. And she represents unconditional love. So what Osset Kempt was birthing to start this universe, this world, is love, this pure, unconditional love. And it just poured out of her and poured out of her and poured out of her and nonstop. And it still hasn't stopped. She's still pouring out the creation of this love, this immense, 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 beautiful, beautiful, beyond all words, beyond feeling, this unconditional love. And as she was doing that continuously, she started birthing other things. The next was the goddess Neith, the Egyptian goddess Neith. She's the weaver. She's the one who takes this material, this love, this incredible love was her material, and she made threads out of it, and she wove it in her loom. Sorry. Um, she she made the loom out of the love. She wove with that love like a fabric, and she's the one who constructed uh, everything, all the structures, all the forms, all the levels of existence, all the different kinds of consciousness. And she constructed everything out of love, and right down to our world, our three-dimensional time-space realm that we live in, and what we call our universe. And everything in it was made out of this love, this incredible unconditional love that's so big and so beautiful and so bright and so glowing and always moving out, giving out without depleting itself. It radiates it out. Just this love is radiating and being shared everywhere between all realms. So when it comes to Earth, everything on the Earth, all the dirt and the rocks and the atmosphere and the waters and all the plants and all the animals and all the people and everything that the people make, everything that's here is made out of that love. And it's radiating out. It's radiating out love. Even what we think of in our modern world, we think of inanimate objects, and we often refer to that as being dead. These are inanimate, they're dead, they don't have life, they don't move, they don't get up and run away, stuff like that. We refer to that as just like a lump, nothingness. But in reality, everything is alive. Everything in this universe, this love, the love itself is alive and conscious and knowing and giving and receiving and all the things that we think of as aliveness and consciousness and awareness. That this love is that. It is completely, totally alive and conscious and aware. Everything that's made out of the love is alive. It's alive, it's conscious, it's aware. It has beauty. This love has so much beauty. It's unspeakable. It's just so extraordinarily beautiful. So the whole universe, from the very, very beginning, began with this love and this beauty and this consciousness. Everything that was made out of it has this consciousness and this love and this beauty and this peace and knowingness. It's always giving and it's always receiving. Everything flowing back and forth through to the whole universe, and all the information and all the experiences, all the things that happen, all the actions that are happening, taking place, and all this information is flowing with the love, and all this incredible amount of energy that is the love. And it contains the love, it is the love, it radiates it out, it takes it back in. So here we are on earth today, and we're looking around in our modern culture, and we've been taught for generations, hundreds, thousands of generations, we've been taught that this kind of extraordinary love doesn't exist, that this kind of aliveness and consciousness in everything doesn't exist, that rocks are dead, sand and dirt is dead, all this, the minerals and the elements and all these things that science has been showing us, we think of them as dead and inanimate, but they aren't. It's all alive, and it's all full and just teeming and radiating this love and this beauty. And we've been covering it up as humans. We got on this upside down, backwards turning wheel energy kind of a culture, and we've turned the story upside down and saying that all that stuff is dead. The air's not alive, the water's not alive, objects are not alive. And we've made a hierarchy of it, and kind of a pendulum shaped hierarchy with stairs all the way going up. And we're supposed to want to get higher up that hierarchy, because it's better to be on the upper part of the hierarchy instead of the lower part of the hierarchy. And we cover up this notion about that love, that everything has that love. It is everywhere. And we can feel it if we just let ourselves. It's all we have to do is just let ourselves feel it. And it's right there. The consciousness is there. The beauty is there. If you look out a window, maybe you have a tree out the window, you could look out the window and look at that tree. If you could go outside and even touch the tree and let yourself feel it from a distance or up close, touching it, hugging it maybe. Let yourself feel the aliveness, the movement of life and energy and that flowing, beautiful energy of love, consciousness, love, awareness. It's all there in the tree. They have all those things and has intelligence. And if you let yourself talk to the tree, even mentally, they're very psychic. Even mentally, you just feel something and think something. The tree picks up the whole thing. And if you let yourself, it'll answer whatever questions you have. It'll help you with whatever kind of problems you have. It'll shower you with the love like a huge, huge pillowy blanket. Just it's so beautiful. This aliveness, this love, this consciousness. It has so many layers of beauty. In our modern culture, we've diminished all these things. We've changed the rules of what we think love is, and we've changed the rules of what we think beauty is. And it's very flat and dull. Not many colors, if any. We seem to be making things uglier and uglier and uglier and grayer and darker and harsher. And harsh in a visual way, harsh in a like pointed and dangerous way. We started making everything in straight lines, angles, sharp corners, sharp angles, instead of the shapes we would naturally be making out in nature. All the different shapes nature makes. We've stripped our world of this love and all of its components, the beauty, the consciousness, the aliveness, the awareness, the sharing. From the very beginning with this love, when Elsa Kempt made all this love and keeps making it, and when Neith started weaving things and making creatures and people and things like planets and all the stuff, matter. They made it so it's all connected. It's always connected. The love is an energy that just flows in and out and through, and is part of you, part of everything else. It constantly moving, constantly sharing, feeding, giving, receiving. We're connected. Modern world likes to think that nothing's connected. That we're all kind of a separated island, isolated from each other. The thoughts you have in your head are just yours. Nobody else can hear them or know what they are. And that's just a lie. It's a cover up. It's a lie. That's that whole world with all that way of thinking and living and being is a pretend world. There's there's no authenticity there. There's no truth or realness there. The truth and the realness comes from the love and perceiving it and allowing it to be and allowing it to grow. One of the interesting things about that love, it just keeps growing. It keeps being birthed. And then because everything that got birthed is a piece of the creator, there's a creative aspect to everything. The ability to create. And we don't like to think of other objects being that way, but that's the way it is. And in this creating, we are connected intimately, energetically connected. We can send information to each other, our thoughts, our love, and it can travel through space and time and matter. And that's vectoring, and that's slow. You got the speed of light, and it takes time, and things are moving around, sharing, being, you know, um, received and given back and forth in our connectedness in that way all the time. But we also have another method that we use a lot more. And that's one that steps outside of time space. And when we do that, when we're reaching outside of time and space and we're sending that love, maybe it's a big thank you or just information, energy, healing energy, anything. It's moving instantaneously. It's not in time or space. Don't that all that stuff doesn't have to obey any of the rules that we have here in our three-dimensional time space. It's outside of that realm. So it can travel to the other end of the universe instantaneously. Science is proving that now. Quantum physics is proving that now. And isn't that interesting? We can do that. We could do that telepathically, energetically, with our voices, with anything. And we could target anybody, anything. We could send the information out, just broadcast a whole spread of whatever's going on with us, whatever we're thinking and feeling or loving, or a thank you, a gratitude to the entire universe. It hits it all at once, everything. We're connected to everything, every atom, every star, every galaxy, everything in this realm and in all the other realms. And we're connecting with all of that. We're sending all of our information. We have no secrets. There are no secrets because everything that you've ever thought or felt or you did, it's actions or that you've had through your life, everybody knows about them. And I mean everybody. Through all the different realms, everywhere. That information is free for everybody. So this is the Egyptian story about love, real love. unconditional love. How it started, how it got everywhere, what we do with it, and a little bit of talk about what we're doing with it as humans in our modern world, in our culture, our modern culture. We're in an upside down, backwards turning wheel culture, and we're trying to deny everything that that love is and everything that's part of that love and the connectedness and the beauty. The astounding beauty is everywhere around you and inside of you. That love is inside of you. It's everywhere around you. It's in everything. And all you have to do is adjust your attention, turn your attention, allow yourself to perceive it, to feel it. Sometimes it's a feeling. Sometimes it's something that we actually kind of see. We can see it. We could hear that beauty. We could smell it. We can taste it. And those are our physical senses, but we have all our spirit senses too. And we could perceive with all the spirit senses and all the different ways that they are busy perceiving, we could perceive that love and the beauty and the consciousness and the aliveness and the coherence of it all. This beautiful, beautiful coherence that it keeps reestablishing. And our modern culture tries to tear it down and dismiss it and make things that are not coherent, not aligned, not balanced, not beautiful, but ugly and dirty and harmful. And this is, we're at a very interesting time in existence because we get to see the old upside down, backwards turning wheel energy, to see that culture completely die away because it is. We see it. We see it all around us. It is dying away. People are waking up. People are waking up to who they are and what they are. They're waking up to the presence that there is this love and there is this consciousness and there is this incredible beauty everywhere. When I'm looking out the window right now at the tree that's in our yard and talking about love and beauty, the amount of beauty that tree holds and the depths, all this different kinds of beauty. And its aliveness is so beautiful. Its consciousness is beautiful. It just goes on and on and on and on, layer after layer after layer. You, you can perceive that. Everybody can perceive that if they let themselves. So that's the message of the day. Let yourself feel the love. Feel it with all your senses, all the physical senses, as much of the spirit senses as you can. They wake up a little at a time, and we know it. It's it's really big, astounding information when one of your spirit senses has woken up and allows you to perceive the world the way it is perceiving it. And we, in modern languages, don't have words that can describe any of this. It's all feeling. So there you are. Time to feel, 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 and love, love, love. Let yourself feel it. usually when we give it, we have that opportunity of feeling what's coming the other direction, what's coming back. We can feel it and feel it, and it heals all wounds. That's the story of the love that we need to bring back to our awareness in this time, this age. We've got to make a new world. The old world is going. It's dying. It's crumbling. We can't prevent that, and we shouldn't. The old teachings say, let that world crumble. Don't go pick up any of its pieces and try to build your new world out of the old broken, sick pieces. Because you're just bringing the cooties from there to what you want to make all nice and clean and healthy. So don't go pick up the pieces full of cooties. Just step out of it and turn your attention to the world that is real, the world of love and consciousness and aliveness and healing. So, what do you three have to say to that?
Beautiful. Okay. Thank you.
I guess I'll go first. Wait, Helmet, did you want to go first?
No, you're elected.
All right. Oh, to know and feel that love is our natural state. Gosh, I remember when I first got this lecture, to know that everything was made out of unconditional love and how to embody that and live that way, knowing it. I think the first thing I had remembered having a little bit of that feeling was when I was a kid. God, I can't even remember exactly how old we were, but we lived in this little tiny 8 by 23 foot travel trailer. We were building our family home, and there was 5 of us, including my parents, and 2 dogs. And the joy of that is that the next room was outside. And I got to spend this was the best time of my life, is living out of this little teeny travel trailer. And we had to haul our own water. But I got to be outside and part of the earth. I mean, it's like, it was so beautiful. So that when I can equate that part of my life and then try and go to here and now, that was the first part that made me realize, okay, Kay's right about this. And so I started to feel for it, started to feel for that unconditional love. Imagine everything's made out of it, really? And so I'd spend time every single day trying to connect with that love, trying to connect with that field. And then one day I truly saw it looked like everything was underwater. Everything was connected. And it was shocking to me. I mean, even though you told me, it was shocking to me. It was so cool. And then the idea of nothing separate. In the Muggle world, we like to think that we have our private thoughts. We like to think that we're separate. But when you can start to feel, and I mean, first thing you teach us is our song, and to feel for our song and to know our song, and that gives us a basis to feel out into the world, and feeling unblocked, unbridled. When you get rid of those masks, then you can really start to feel what's really there. And that's been my experience, that there's so much love. And if it's imagine if we lived from that knowingness, that everything in form is made out of that unconditional love, that we can start to discern from all of our judgments, and because those totally dictate our experience and our perspective. And if it's all made out of unconditional love, and you can step back and know that, yeah, that's that part where you say, just don't try and pick up the broken stuff. Just, there's so much love that we can build our new world out of. So much available. Like if we start feeling and knowing that part of us, that love, that connectedness, we're going to change the world. Well, and it is changing. I know we're already doing it. It's done. It's done. Laura Katie, you want to share something?
Yeah, I've got a rumbler on my lap, so I apologize as I try to talk with someone showing me a lot of love right now. He snuck in during the talk. No, I love this subject because one of my favorite things is realizing, the 5-year-old me was the smartest person in the room and still is. Like when I look back and feel back and experience back into that age of myself in those times, it's like I knew this. And some of that carried forward. Like I remember, Kay, when you had originally said everything is alive and everything's love. It made me excited because it's like, yeah, I know that, but I knew it. Like I knew everything was alive and everything was love at what had once been an experience as my 5-year-old kid, but I kept it with me because it had faded as a blind belief. I believed it. And when you said that, I'm like, okay, I'm with the right people. But there was a major case of ICTA. I know that already. And not the true 5-year-old who experienced it, yet. And it was through the practices of the no-nos, no judgment, no blind belief, no ego, no jumping to conclusion, no assumptions, no negative perspectives, starting to peel those away and doing the teachings where, like my 5-year-old, I could experience it now as a 50-year-old. It was like, and I hadn't known it. It was a blind belief, but the experience of it by doing these ancient practices to truly experience it, it's all these experiences, one after another, that remind me how much I knew, how much I was connected then, how much I'm having to remember. It was like the wealth of information our children have, our newborns have. They're connected to all of this. They're experiencing this. There's so much. And I know people say that all the time. There's so much we can learn from you. And they're right. But until you experience it, it's a blind belief again. It slips, even though it's a truth. It was blind. I hadn't felt it. And then I opened up to it. And that everything's made out of love, and the more in these teachings, we're playing with the field and stepping into the field and the love and the connectedness and the power. It's mind-blowing that magic, the foundation of magic, is this unconditional love. It is. And, really, and my 5-year-old knew it all along. She knew it and I knew it, and it was there and it was true and it was accurate. The adults were all wrong. They were so wrong. And, again, I would say anybody who's like are drawn to what Kay's saying is, come try the teachings, because there's knowing it, and then there's experiencing it. And truly, I thought I was experiencing, but I wasn't. I just couldn't. There was too much going on, too much talk, too much chatter, not enough experiencing. too many things in my way to truly experience it. And Katasi, these teachings get you out of those old habits, those old ways. And and just there's so many ceremonies and so many tools, ancient tools to just bring you back to that 5-year-old again. So you can truly experience it, feel the love, Boo sitting on my lap. It is, he's 13 now, and I didn't have Katasi when I got Boo. And our experience together over these years has changed dramatically. My experience in truly experiencing real love and real connection with all my relationships, with all my things. There's so much in life that's sacred, so much in life and that's sacred and needs to be treated that way. And I just like for us all as a human race to realize this is true power is in the unconditional love, not in the ego, not in the power over, not in the hierarchy, and not in anything else you probably were taught is what true power was. True power is in the unconditional love. I'm so fortunate to know it. Thanks, Kay. Helen, I think it's passed to you.
To go from a life of lies and blind beliefs and confusion and fear and anger and resentment and at times literal insanity and completely lost to living in love, in the knowingness of love, that you are love, that everything else is love, and to connect on that level is definitely among, if not the greatest treasure of a spiritual journey, and especially of this spiritual journey. And hopefully a lot more people are gonna embark on that journey, and many are on the journey, but it gets bigger and brighter and so much more fuller of love, and living your life from that, it changes everything in your life, everything around you, everything in your relationships. And you stumble along the way. It's not perfect, but it gets better and better. And you learn more and more to control your attention, not to shift to the old habits and the old lies and the old life and world of confusion. And at times it's a challenge in this world that seems to be going crazy. But it's just the old world trying to stay alive. And when we go back to love and to that knowingness and to that kind of life, we shift everything. And maybe, Kay, you can talk about the importance of committing to that and learning to live that way.
Commitment is.
You were muted again. I'm sorry.
Sorry. The concept of commitment it's a very big part of how we change ourselves in any way whatsoever, whatever kind of change you're trying to make. If you want to change your diet and get results from that, You have to commit to it. If you want to change something like maybe you have a drinking problem or smoking or some drugs um, that's a commitment. You have to have a really big commitment to be able to get past the addictive quality that all these things provide for us. And it's easy to see, well, oh yeah, the alcohol can be pretty darn addictive and cigarettes can be pretty darn addictive and those drugs could be nasty, nasty addictive. But it's actually most everything that's in our modern culture way of living. This way of thinking that we learned in the modern culture that we refer to as blind beliefs and um, masks. The Hedekas use that term, masks, because we put the blind belief on and wear it like a mask, like a suit, like we're at a costume party. And those things are incredibly addictive. They're more addictive than those substances that I've mentioned. We're taught pretty much from the time we're born. We're taught the cultural ways, the cultural way of thinking and being, and how to get along in this culture, how to get along with other people, with the systems, with school, with work, with other people, how to have a relationship. And everything that we're taught is coming out of that upside down and backwards turning wheel culture. And it's broken to start with, and it's getting more broken all the time. It's falling apart. It's destroying itself as it destroys the world. We need a whole new way of thinking. Look at the way we think about love. What does modern culture tell you about love? The only thing the modern culture knows about love is conditional love. Any kind of interaction, relationship, anything that's going on between you and someone, something else, is conditional. It's a transaction. It's it could be dangerous. And it's tricky. And people learn how to lie. And so whatever it is they're doing or trying to convince you of or get you to do or be part of, or, there's going to be a lot of lies in there, a lot of corruption. The ancients talked about the corruption that we have inside of ourselves is huge. And the reason we have corruption outside of ourselves is because we make the world around us. And it starts with what we're carrying inside and what we are inside. What we think, what we believe inside. And we learned all the wrong things. All these blind beliefs that we learn growing up, pretty much everything is wrong. It's not accurate. It's a lie. It's designed to keep you a slave, to keep you doing something you don't really want to do, but somebody else wants you to do it. And they keep you trying to be something that you're not. We don't even know who we are, who we really are. We're always trying to be what society says we should be or what somebody else thinks we should be. And It's all broken. It's all part of that old broken culture that we have to step out of. And that's why we say we need to wake up. We need to wake up out of the blind beliefs, wake up out of this control system and this corruption, this corrupted way of thinking. As we grew up, we learned so many lies about so many different things and so many untruths, half truths about things, that as we try to think up something new, putting our different thoughts together to build a bigger picture, something new, you can't help to have it but be broken from the start. This modern culture has left love out of the picture, real love out of the picture. It left beauty out of the picture. It left peace out of the picture. It left aliveness out of the picture, connectedness out of the picture. It left us as sovereign beings. That word sovereign is out of the picture. We need to be honest with ourselves and take a real good long look at what we've been taught, how we've been thinking and feeling, how we've been living, how we've been making decisions, what kind of decisions, what's it gotten us, what kind of trouble has it gotten us through the years of our life. We need to step out of all of it. We have to be honest with ourselves and look at ourselves and practice these things, these ancient teachings that help us wake up out of that corruption and the blind beliefs and the lies. It's all that stuff from the modern culture so painful and so ugly and anti-love. We need to create a new world, one that is based on real things like real unconditional love and connectedness and beauty and aliveness, consciousness. And because that aliveness and consciousness is everywhere around us and inside of us. And we are it too. And the connectedness is so thorough and so intense. We have the makings of extraordinary beings with extraordinary abilities. Telepathy only is like the first one, the littlest one on the list. And it's the first one. And it's actually happening all the time. We're participating in it. We just haven't turned our attention to it. But developing gifts like that's some of the spirit senses, telepathy. It's happening. It's already in existence. It always has been. And the gifts that we have, the amount of love that we have to give ourselves, to give others for healing, to be able to heal others, whether they're humans or animals or plants, whether the air or the water or the dirt, the garden. We have that ability to heal. And it has nothing to do with pharmaceuticals or surgery. It's what we are able to do with our own beingness, our own consciousness. So that's why we do what we do. That's why we're studying the ancient teaching ways, from pre-flood, Egypt, pre-flood, Peru, and other places. I keep finding little pieces of knowledge that people have managed to keep intact that are coming from all kinds of different places all over the planet. And they're coming together. They're being shared. They're coming together. They're floating to the top. And the world is changing. People are changing. They are waking up. All you have to do is look and feel, and you can perceive that this is true.
Anybody else? It is really exciting to see the world that we are creating as more and more people are waking up to this. It's just mind-boggling. Beautiful. Were you going to say something, Laura?
Yeah, I was going to say one thing. Waking up to the love that's our natural state. It's not something that happens to us. For me, it's felt like it's something that I've cultivated and put my attention towards and my awareness towards. And then, because we're already connected to that unconditional love and it's all the way through us, we're already there. It's just about cultivating it, that awareness of it. And the ancient practices is what help us do that.
Anything else? All right. Beautiful. Thank you so much, ladies. And thanks for joining us live, and everybody watching it later. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We love you. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And lots of love.